We're talking about the 250th celebration of the United States in the way that Auburn Public Theater is going to add to the celebration, I guess, of that establishment through a piece called What is the 4th of July to the Negro? It was originally written by Frederick Douglass, who has a lot of history in the central New York region as an abolitionist, a scholar, a thought leader for that time. And so I, as a playwright, have an opportunity to use that work as a model and reimagine the relevance of what it means to celebrate, if you will, the establishment of the United States of America from the perspective of Frederick Douglass then, but also what it means to diverse peoples today and at this time, which is really exciting as we find ourselves in the midst of 2026 and seeing what topics like diversity, inclusion, equity mean now, as opposed to, the thinking of it 100 years ago or 50 years ago, for that matter, to me, to others that look like me, to those that don't look like me, to young people, and using Frederick Douglass and his words, his art, his voice as a medium and framework to think about it in 2026.
So the Harriet Tubman Troupe is a performance group that celebrates the stories and lives of Black women through performance. And when we're thinking about the 250th celebration of America, we believe that it's critically important that we participate in this event because Black women have historically, over that period of time, had a very unique experience as citizens of the United States. So, because of that, we've decided to do a creative interpretation of Frederick Douglass's well-known speech, What to the Slave is the 4th of July. And we feel that's very appropriate for us to do it specifically in Auburn, New York, because this is Harriet Tubman's chosen hometown. And she was, I think she would be described as a feminist in her era, somebody that was an activist, a social justice activist. And what better way for us to honor Harriet Tubman, her relationship with Frederick Douglass, and making some ties to contemporary Auburn than by reinterpreting this work in this way.
So there's always a lot to say, right? Particularly when we are sitting in an intentional space, a space that was designed to share art in the way that we're about to do it this summer. And I think the public should understand that this is with strategic intention. Because whenever you bring Black women's voices to anything in any space, it's always going to be amazing. As far as this particular event and this particular time in history of this country and in the evolution of how Black women interact with the arts, how Black women interact with culture, and how Black women interact with anything that's going to move this country forward, what the public needs to know is that there's no other place to be but here at Auburn Public Theater, where there's a mission to ensure that everyone has access to the arts. And why not have it be put forth in this way, connected to the evolution of this country, connected to where we are right now by Black women who have always had the most creative voice, who are foundational to everything amazing. And we're not going to get anywhere without us.